Last week I did a video on PewDiePie's Odysseus and I kind of left you hanging because we set it up on Docker, which produced a lot of limitations with regards to performing agentic tasks across your machine. This is what Docker is for. It's encapsulation. It protects things. To get the true benefit of something from Odysseus, if you're using outside of its very capable chat capabilities, you're going to want to run it on your local machine, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Now, I would fully recommend doing this on a separate computer. A Mac Mini is traditionally the one to use this on, especially if you're using local models. You can run quite good local models on a Mac Mini. However, with all of this stuff, as I've explained in many videos, the more RAM you have, the better. However, if you're not running local models and tapping into your ChatGPT subscription, you can literally run this on a very old PC that you've got in a closet, a Raspberry Pi. It doesn't need anything powerful to run Odysseus. That doesn't change the installation process, which we're going to run through today, and I'm going to talk through about a lot of the local model considerations that you might have. All that to be said, if you want to set up Odysseus to run on your local machine, then this is exactly the tutorial for you. So, Odysseus, if we go to get started, because it's a lot easier to do it on GitHub here. If we scroll down to the getting started, this is the one we ran last time, which is getting Docker. Ignore that. Depending on whether you're on Apple Silicon, whether you're Linux, or indeed Windows, these are going to be the instructions you're going to run. So if we copy this first line here, and I'm aware a lot of people in the audience probably don't have a foggiest idea about all of this technical stuff. Unfortunately, this is the nature of doing this stuff. You're starting to get into a very technical world. I'll do my best to explain things. Long story short, we're going to open up terminal here. My favorite terminal here is Warp. I'll leave links to this down below. This allows you to run instructions on your machine. Pretty much every application is sort of under the hood running these sorts of commands. So it's really bare bones, as close to the metal as you call it. Macs just have a terminal. If you just open up your terminal app, these are the commands you're going to run. So all we're going to do is cd, which is change directory, and I would recommend getting your Finder and dragging in. I'm going to do my sites one here, just dragging that into there, and this will make it so that you're inside of this folder, which you can see from my little breadcrumb here. Then I'm going to paste this, and what this is going to do is going to clone or pull down the code that PewDiePie has written. And now we can cd, which is change directory, into the folder that it's created, and the instructions even says to do that. Now we're going to go to start macOS, which should launch it at this URL. To expose it on your phone over trusted LAN VPNs such as Tailscale and all interfaces, I would probably recommend that. We need to run this. So actually we're going to run that one, and this will mean that you can use it on your phone, you can use it on many other computers, or just keep it on your local machine. So if we paste this in here, this is just setting a variable that's within this script here, and this will respect anything that we're overwriting, and we can hit enter. While it's doing that, let's check the instructions here. Script also reads an env startup, so as it says, it will bind to those ports. And it says here to build a clickable app wrapper, which means we don't have to run this, but it will create a little application. We can just run build, and I won't do that here. We're being nerds at the moment. We're going to stay in the terminal. So this might take a few seconds. And here we go. It's asking us for our username. We're going to leave it as admin there, and we're just going to give it a password. Confirm that password. It won't write anything out here. That's just the way the terminal is. We have it up and running. Admin, password, and we are in. Now, a quick run through. This won't be a deep dive on Odysseus, but we can run chat mode, which is exactly as you expect using ChatGPT, Claude, and all the rest of it. This will just give you question, answer, question, answer. Agent is actually acting on your machine, and this is one of my opinion, one of the most powerful things you can do. You can create, you can add your email here, add tools. You've got a brain calendar and stuff like that. I implore you to research this stuff, but let's straight away get some models set up. Now, if you click on API here and this drop down, you can select a predefined list of providers. You can use your OpenAI account, Anthropic account, DeepSeek account. You can even use OpenRouter, which is basically gives you access to all of the models that you could possibly want, and it automatically point depending on which one you choose. These will obviously be paid for and obviously a lot less private. One of the most tempting things with Odysseus is the local models. And I have Ollama installed, which is a separate conversation in and of itself, but it allows you to download local models. Now, I'm on a Mac. Again, if this is all new to you, there is a benefit to using MLX models as opposed to GGUF models. Ollama is full of mostly GGUF models, and it's not particularly very good for Mac. What you want to look into is something like LM Studio, which allows you to download MLX models in a very, very user interface way. I've got a tutorial on that. I'll link that above. But I like to use, and I've already downloaded a model on oMLX. And if I open this admin panel here, I've already downloaded the 12 billion parameter Gemma model. Again, I have tutorials on using oMLX, but effectively you want to go to download it and we search Gemma 4. We go 12 actually. We've got a 12 billion parameter model. We can then download that and we'll see it download in here. Okay, we've got it completed there. If we go to model settings and we hit load, go to our dashboard, we've got our URL, which you can copy. When you start oMLX, it asks you for an API key. Just have that in mind if you're using oMLX. And if you paste that URL in there and put in your API key, we can test that. And you can see that it's found 2 models. Make sure we add those. And what you'll see is now we can actually select our Gemma model. Hey, how can I help you today? Now, for all those wondering, I do have an M5 Max here with 128 gig of RAM. This is massive. It's gonna run a lot of models pretty well. However, you don't necessarily need that for the 12 billion parameters. As you might have seen inside of here, it's pushing 12 gig for the model. You're gonna need more than that if you're gonna run the sort of context size, which saying that if we go to model settings and increase the context size, I'm going to say this is 256,000 context size. I'm going to reload that. It's recommended the more context you give it, the better, particularly on the agentic tasks, which is exactly what I want to do now. So if I switch to agent mode, I can now say, look in my downloads folder and list out the largest files, making recommendations on what to delete. Do not delete anything, because of course this is getting free reign on my machine right now, and yeah, don't want to be deleting anything. We're going to go like this just to give it an actual path. Go agent mode. You can see it's running some tools here. It failed on the LS, which is interesting. Running some bash commands, it's doing its thing. If we go to activity monitor here and go to my GPU history, you can see my GPU is getting maxed out. We're pushing 74 gig of RAM here. So for those that are interested, if you've got a 96 gig RAM of laptop, you'll be able to push this Gemma 4 model pretty well. I can hear my fans going as well. So here we go. We've got a response. Videos. We've got some videos zip that we should probably download. Some DMGs. Let's go. Do you have access to a browser? Browser. So we need to set up a browser. Looks like it's asking about tools. Oh, it's worth saying as well that in Cookbook here, this is Odysseus's native way to download local models as well. So this might be a way to do it. However, looking at these, it's not clear whether these are MLX or GGUF files. So for me, this is a bit too me, this isn't giving me the right information, and generally MLX models will run better on Macs. So I hope this gives you a clearer idea of like Odysseus, what you can kind of do with it from an agentic standpoint. Like I say, you're probably going to want to protect this on its own machine, but we have it running, it has access to our machine, we can chat with a local model. This is completely private for all intents and purposes, so I'm happy with this setup. Let me know down below if you want me to go deeper, or whether you want me to explain something, make another video, maybe a little bit more light touch. I'm just trying to gauge you as an audience coming into doing this sort of stuff on where your understanding lies. So I don't want to go too deep if I don't need to, if that makes sense, or if it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, like, subscribe if you haven't already, or you're new here and you found this helpful. Thank you to my Patreons who support me directly. Until next time, keep on vibing.